Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to this new little series that I'm going to try to, make, which is basically going to be story times. Now, story times on YouTube are pretty overdone. It's a pretty, common subject, but I want to do it because I feel like in my 14 years of life, I have some interesting stories that I want to tell, and I'm going to tell them. Now, this is going to be like a little three-parter. If y'all don't like these three little story times, then I'll just continue it, but if not, maybe this could be a series. Of a matter of fact, this is actually easier to do than any other video on my YouTube channel, and by any other video, I mean gaming videos. This is way easier. I just record some gaming. By the way, there's some Uncharted 4 on the back. I hope you guys like that. Either way, it's way easier to make, because it's just my voice. I don't have to import facecam. This is very easy, but, that doesn't matter. Let's get into the point of the video. Now today this is gonna be the first part to a three-parter about my school experience. Now if you don't know, I dropped out of public school in the 6th grade, so I don't have that long, of time to tell stories, because it's a pretty short time span. But in the very few times that I've been in school, I have some interesting stories to tell. So we're gonna start this part off with pre-K, or if you want, daycare. Then I'm gonna go to kindergarten and 1st grade, and that's what's gonna be on this first part. So I think we should just get started now. So let's start with the first one, when I was in daycare. And before we start this daycare story, what I meant by dropping out of public school is public school as in like now I'm homeschooled. I don't go to a school with other children. It's just me, because I find it way better. Because, I'm not compatible. I don't like people. Nah, not really. I just don't, like that environment. It makes me kind of nervous and anxious, so I left. Either way, let's start with the first story, which is my freak out that I had in daycare. Now, if I have to be honest, I think I was like 3 or 4. And if you don't know, I was a very innocent child. I wasn't violent. I wasn't, mean. I was a very nice and loving little kid. But not for long. I got kind of corrupted by all the other bullies in this daycare. Now I love this daycare. The guy who owns it, he's very cool. I like that dude. He's cool. But the kids in there, at the time at least, I haven't gone there in like 5 years. But at the time, the kids were absolute demons. They were absolutely ruthless to me, and I was like, why? I'm just a little fat kid that's nice. Like, I didn't do anything to anyone. I was overall, a very cool kid, but there are these, kids that like to just mess with me for no reason. Like, they're like, oh, you don't have a DS? What a loser. Or, oh, you don't have this, you don't have that, and it was even in my own birthday, they were like, I'm only here for the cake. Like, wow. They were just mean for no reason. And I don't consider those kids mean, but they were rude. Like, I remember when I finally got my DS, which I was waiting for, I was excited for. At the time, a DS cost a bit, so I got this one that was kind of like in a purplish color. It was kind of brown purplish, and they're like, oh my god, you have a girl color. And I'm like, dude, please, bro, I'm just trying to play freaking Sonic. Why you have to bully me for this? But it doesn't matter, they're all mean. And now imagine this, just constant nitpicking of everyone just nitpicking you day after day. Oh, you like Spider-Man? Oh man, you suck. Because this was before superheroes were considered cool. They just saw me as a fat little kid who wanted to be Spider-Man, which is true. I did want to be Spider-Man. That's probably going to be another story time. But either way, I remember this day, it was nap time, and there was these 2 little girls, right, and they were just annoying, really, and I don't know why, but they irritated me so badly for no reason. They didn't even do anything to me, but I was, already in a bad mood, because I'd have, these mean kids just breathing down my neck, and then, this was the last straw. They were playing with this Barbie. And I remember it just rubbing me the wrong way for no reason. And I was like, Barbie. So I remember they were bullying me. Right before I went to nap time, I was like, that's it. I'm done. And I had not to say a mental breakdown, but I had a freak out. I started just screaming. I got up and literally started destroying. Oh my god. I literally started destroying the entire room. I started like ripping posters. I started grabbing Legos and stuff that they had there, like the Mega Blocks, and just throwing them everywhere, ripping stuff. And I remember grabbing these girls' Barbie and just ripping its head off and being like, "Urgh!" I don't know what got into me that day, but I just raged. It was like real life, just like freak out. I was like, I'm done with this. But I mean, yes, I got in trouble. The main guy came in and everything, and I got sorted out. And one of the things that surprised me was I did not get in trouble. Sure, I got like time out and stuff, but when I came home, my parents didn't punish me, and that troubled me for years. But I was like, oh, okay, I guess I got away with it. Come to find out, literally, like, I don't know, a year ago, I was like, hey, why did y'all never, like, how come I never got in trouble for that? Which is something that you should get in trouble. I literally started, like, it was what I did to that room. And they were like, oh, the guy was like, oh, you don't punish him. He's nice. He just, he had a rough day. And I was like, wow, that dude literally just saved me from getting all my toys taken away, my little, everything. Everything would have gone taken away from me. If I did that now, I'd probably get arrested. But no, I mean, that's part of the reason that I really consider that guy like a good daycare manager, because like he didn't want us to, anyone to get in trouble. And I was like, oh wow. I mean, he probably had to pay for some stuff. I'm not gonna lie. It probably cost him like, I don't know, $30 that day. Horrendous. I never know who paid for that, but still, needless to say, never did it again because I was like, I got away with it. I'm not pushing the limits. And that's pretty much it for that daycare story time, That's it for daycare. I mean, I passed most of my days just nice, eating breakfast, lunch, just, existing, watching Nickelodeon and stuff, and just playing outside. That's basically all I did for the rest of my daycare years. Up until I went to kindergarten, which is what's coming up now. So, I mean, let's just get into it. Okay, so for my kindergarten years, this is when I started getting annoying. If you don't know, guys, I got diagnosed with ADHD. Now, I don't believe in ADHD. I think it's just that some kids are more hyper than others. I'm an extremely hyper child. And in kindergarten, I started, getting hyper. And I was getting in trouble every single day. In and out. It was like a schedule. I was getting in trouble for something new. But, it was minor things like, oh, he yelled out in class, or oh, he didn't do his homework, or oh, he did this, that, boom, yeah, bam. But I remember the kids were also ruthless. I don't know why everyone just treated. Most of these stories, you're going to find a pattern that everyone treated me horrendously. The teachers, the students, and all because I was just a little different. The kids because I was fat and weird, and the teachers because I was kind of annoying. So I had no support. And I remember it was getting around Christmas time, and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of these kids. I need to get my revenge. I have to get my revenge. I cannot let them get away with just bullying me. I can't be a little pushover. So this is so stupid. I went on YouTube, and I was a very curious kid, and I still am. I'm a very curious person. And oh my god, I looked up, is Santa Claus real? Yeah, I know, right? So I looked it up, and a lot of people are like, oh, he's not real. Oh, he is real. But I came to realize he isn't real. By the way, there's a cut here, and boom, look at that, just cut. There we go. Either way, I came to see that Santa Claus wasn't real. Now, this is kindergarten. Everyone believed in Santa Claus. Everyone was like, I can't wait for my presents. So I went into that class 2 days later, when it was around Christmas, like, I'd say like 2 weeks before Christmas. And I strolled in, right? And I waited. It was the usual. Everyone was being mean to me, this, that. But I waited for story time. Now, there's this kid who was a lot smarter than us, in kindergarten at least. And she knew how to read, if I'm correct. Or she came in from another grade to read to us. Something like that, I don't know. But she was definitely smarter than us at the time. So, she started reading. And it was a Christmas story. Yay, Santa Claus. Oh, Christmas night. Oh, Holy Night. All this stuff, right? And I knew it was my opportunity. So I went in and said, and I waited for the first time they used the word Santa Claus. Like, and then Santa Claus came into the house or something like that. I don't know exactly what it said, but I know I waited for the word Santa to be used. And then I said, Santa isn't even real. And then the girl reading started arguing with me. But the point is that I told them Santa Claus wasn't real. So while this girl reading was arguing with me, saying, he is, yes, that, I noticed that some of the kids started crying. I'm evil. And I enjoyed it because I was like, this is what I feel every day. But I suppress it. So, basically, I just ruined everyone's Christmas. Now that day, right, I got sent home with an entire sheet of paper. Like both sides written on, saying how badly I behaved. I remember being in the car with my dad. He was reading this out loud and he like started flipping the page like, this is an entire page of saying what you did wrong. And I was like, oh, they're lying, this, that. I got in trouble, but it was worth it. It was so worth it because I ruined their Christmas. Everyone was sad. My mom was like, oh, he is real, and she convinced me, of course. So my Christmas wasn't ruined, right? This is everyone's gonna think I'm crazy, but yeah, no, I mean, I just ruined everyone's Christmas, and I consider that one of the best revenge stories of my entire life, because like, for a while, people didn't mess with me. For a while, people were just sad. So that made it so that was like the best 2 weeks of school I had for a while. Sure, I was getting in trouble with the teacher for not wanting to color or something. Not color, I mean, doing something, I don't know. Just any work. And yeah, I mean, that was kind of the best experience I had in school, just ruining everyone's experience of Christmas because they ruined my entire experience of school. That's pretty much going to be it for the kindergarten one. I mean, besides me just behaving bad and kind of starting to grow chubby, there's not really, anything that is that important anymore in kindergarten. Besides the time that this one kid pushed over a teacher. But that's for another, my teacher, my kindergarten teacher, she got pushed over by some kid in like 2nd grade. But that's for another story time. For now, we have to talk about me. This is my story time. So I'll probably do a video on the other kid, another time. But for now, let's talk about the 1st grade. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Not that much happened in 1st grade. I mean, besides me getting in a little bit of trouble here and there, nothing really happened. So yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this video short. But I promise you that next time, the video's gonna be better. I'm gonna have more stories. So, since I'm gonna be cutting this video kind of prematurely, because I don't have that many 1st grade experiences, I'm going to give you the script for part 2. Now, for part 2, I'm going to be talking about 2nd grade and the 3rd grade, and you guys are probably like, oh, really? He's going to give us less grades? Less content? Wow. Don't worry. Do not. Because in the 2nd grade, I have a lot of stories, such as, I can't say his real name, so I'll just call him Haynes, being extremely annoying, me meeting my first friend, and getting into my first fight, and also making a kid cry on his birthday, and then getting like diagnosed with some like disease. Not even playing with y'all. And then for the 3rd grade, it's just gonna be me moving schools and then moving back. That's pretty much gonna be it for that video, which you should expect either tomorrow or the day after that. I think I just hit the mic with my elbow. Either way. So, I mean, if you're interested in it, you can continue watching. Now, I know this part is kind of, not that cool, because nothing happens in the 1st grade. But, just stick around. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you all in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.